What if the password manager you trust to protect your digital life was being used to trick you into installing malware? Imagine Mac users, searching for LastPass or Dropbox, being lured into fake GitHub links, only to end up handing over their passwords, cookies, even crypto wallets. That's exactly what a new malware campaign is doing right now. Over the past few weeks, security researchers have uncovered an ongoing campaign targeting macOS users. The attackers are using fake GitHub repositories that impersonate popular apps, LastPass, 1Password, Dropbox, Notion, Gemini, among others. These repos look like the real deal. They use familiar branding, app names, phrases like "premium on MacBook," and more to convince users they're downloading safe software. These fake repos are part of a broader, malicious strategy, distributing a malware called Atomic Stealer, also known as AMOS. It's an infostealer, meaning it steals information from infected Macs. Moving into how this played out. On or around the 16th of September 2025, LastPass investigators spotted two fraudulent GitHub pages hosted by a user, ModHopMDuck 476 inches, both claiming, "Install LastPass on MacBook." Those links redirected to a malicious site, a hostdoc825.github.io, which in turn delivered Atomic Stealer. Once identified, LastPass submitted those fake GitHub pages for takedown, and they are now inactive. But the campaign is broader than just LastPass impersonation. It employs SEO manipulation, search engine optimization tricks, to push the malicious pages up in Google and Bing results, so they show up early when people search for trusted apps. Victims who click are often redirected to secondary sites that mimic GitHub like UI or pages, and are instructed to run a command in the Mac terminal. That command downloads and installs AMOS. Then users are asked for their device, admin, password to finalize installation. Security teams have published indicators of compromise, IOCs, URLs, repository names, etc., to help users and defenders recognize whether they've been hit or might be at risk. Now, let's dig into how this malware and attack chain actually works. Technical Bits explained simply. The malware being used is Atomic Stealer, AMOS. It is a macOS infostealer. Once installed, AMOS can extract things like browser data, cookies, saved passwords, system information, files and documents or desktop, keychain entries, macOS's secure storage for passwords, and cryptocurrency wallet data. Initial access is achieved via social engineering and phishing-like techniques, fake GitHub repos, SEO trickery, then redirecting to sites that persuade the user to run a command in terminal. That command runs a shell script which downloads and executes AMOS. One tactic called click-fix-style social engineering is in use. That refers to manipulations or instructions that guide the victim to override macOS protections, Gatekeeper and Xprotect, by manually executing commands or pasting in terminal commands. It's a way to bypass built-in protections by involving the user in the attack. From a MITRE ATT and CK perspective, a framework for categorizing cyber attack behaviors, the relevant tactics include: initial access, how the attacker first gets a foot in the door, via phishing, fake repositories. Execution via shell scripts run in terminal. Credential access by harvesting passwords, keychain data. Discovery and exfiltration, once inside, discovering useful data and sending it back to attackers. The attackers also try to stay under the radar by using multiple GitHub accounts, creating many repos, so that when one is taken down, others can appear. And they use SEO to keep showing up in search despite removals. Why this matters beyond tech circles. For individuals, anyone who downloads from these fake repos risks having their passwords, browser sessions, cookies, and crypto wallets compromised. If you've used 1Password, Dropbox, or any of the apps being impersonated, you're at risk. For companies, especially tech firms, banks, password managers, not only could their customers be compromised, but their brand reputation is at stake. The impersonation tricks reflect on them, even if falsely. Also, if employees or contractors are tricked, it could give attackers a path deeper into corporate infrastructure. Financially, stolen credentials can lead to fraud, identity theft, account takeovers, losses. Stolen crypto wallet keys lead to irreversible theft. And cleanup, identity monitoring, breach response, costs both money and resources. On a societal level, these attacks erode trust. When people can't safely distinguish fake versus real software downloads, trust in app ecosystems, in software distribution platforms, in search engines is undermined. What we can all take away, both users and organizations, to avoid being next. Always verify the source of software. Don't download from a GitHub repo unless you are 100% sure it's from the real vendor. Check for trusted domains, developer signatures, official links. Be very wary of running terminal commands handed to you from websites or via repositories you don't absolutely trust. Once you execute something with admin privileges, malware can do almost anything. Use endpoint security, antivirus, anti-malware tools that monitor behavior, not just file signatures. Malicious scripts, unusual shell command executions, strange access to keychain or browser data should trigger alerts. Keep macOS security features enabled, Gatekeeper, Xprotect. Don't override them lightly. Be cautious with permissions. Don't enter your password unless you know the software is legitimate. Companies and software developers should publish indicators of compromise, IOCs, and share them broadly. Collaborate with platforms, GitHub, Google, Bing, to take down fraudulent content quickly. Be aware that adversaries will keep evolving. SEO campaigns show they'll try to manipulate search visibility. Multi-account use for repos shows resiliency. Defense must be proactive. If there's one thing to remember, being cautious isn't paranoia, it's self-defense. If you use a Mac, guard your terminal, guard your downloads, guard your passwords. Before you click install, ask, is this legitimate? Is this from the official source? If you found this video helpful, share it, so your friends and coworkers don't fall for these tricks. Subscribe to stay updated, because the next malware campaign might already be targeting the apps you use. And if you want, check out the links in the description for the indicators of compromise, just to make sure your machine hasn't been touched. Stay safe out there.